Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MLG ProScrims. We apologize for the delay, but the teams have been having some connection issues. But we finally found a host that everybody can connect to, and we could get the game started. And in case you're just tuning in, it's going to be MRKN versus JusTus, a best-of-7 series. And Chewy, it's been a while. I actually forgot your prediction at the start of the night. Can you remind me who you think is going to win this series?
Well, I actually didn't give a prediction, and it's going to be a difficult one for me because, well, I've got friends on both teams, although it seems things are switching up all over the place because Miyagi, who was on the MRKN squad, has just posted on Twitter that he's now a free agent. So things going down all around the place. I'm not sure what's going on with these teams, but I'm feeling a bit nostalgic, and I think that JusTus are going to take it because I remember the JusTus guys. They were one of the first teams I ever casted over when they were back in Hex P. Right, pretty much at the start of Black Ops 2, or when I started casting Black Ops 2 anyway. So I have a feeling if there's roster changes going on or something within the MRKN lineup, that JusTus should be able to take this.
Yeah, this is actually very close to the original Hex P roster that was at Dallas, and they had a very good series against Fear, but I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. I think JusTus in the end will wind up winning this series. I mean, you have Gucci, who's Formula of Icons, Impact, they took out Team Envious at 2 different events. You have Chino, who's really one of the up-and-coming anchors of the game, solid assault rifle shot. And of course, you got Tipsy. He's just going to be roaming around, playing with Gucci, just picking up kills all over the map. And in case his team needs it, he could also whip out an assault rifle. So Tipsy's the jack of all trades for the team. But JusTus, I'm kind of matching them up against MRKN in my head right now, player by player. And I just think they match up better in every single category.
Yeah, now, I believe is it Gucci who is the guy who is famous for his riot shield action on Search and Destroy? Yeah, I've seen it quite a few times. Nobody seems to use a Search and Destroy tactic like that or as successful as Gucci does. It's interesting. So, Gucci, if you can hear me, please bring it out tonight because I want to see some action with that riot shield, see what work he can do because, as I say, these are one of the first teams I ever casted over. Well, yeah, again, one of the original Hex P squads, but I haven't casted over them since, I don't think. So, it's, as I say, it's kind of nostalgic for me because it's going right back to my roots of casting them right to the end of Black Ops 2 and casting over them again. So I definitely think it should be a good match.
And I like that you brought up the riot shield because Gucci was one of the first people who started doing that. And now, if you look at the top teams like Unite, you know, they always use a riot shield in just about every single Search and Destroy map. So something that Gucci started, now it's becoming almost a staple in the Search and Destroy on Black Ops 2, nearing the end of its life cycle. And it's actually a very useful, I don't even know if you could call it a gun, but it's something very useful to use in Search and Destroy. You could get a lot of information from it, and you could draw attention to yourself and allow your teammates to, you know, it's almost like you get an assist because you're drawing attention to you, and your teammates just move in and pick up an easy kill.
Oh yeah, you see a lot of people, you know, get fast hands on there so they can swiftly pull it away and get it going. So, you know, you can throw a stun out the way or something like that whilst you've got that riot shield on and really get tricky with it. And it's a difficult one to counter. You know, you've really got to be very aware if people are using riot shields, who else is going to be around the corner. Because usually if somebody's using that riot shield, it's not just going to be one person. So it's not just going to be one person around the corner even. There's going to be somebody else there to try and back them up. So I hope he brings it out, yes, but we are going to be starting on Raid Hardpoint as always. I tell you what, you know, thinking about it, because we keep going on about the life cycle of this game and how it's ending, I'm really going to miss Raid. It's going to be one of those maps to remember, I think. It really is. I know you love it, Revan. It's a good map. It's a symmetrical map. Everybody seems to love it, so yeah.
And, I mean, talking a bit more about the Assault Shield, the one drawback to it is that you don't move too quickly when you have it out in your hands. So if you're thinking of ways to counter it, I'd say the crossbow with the tri-bolt, probably the best way to go about it. I mean, they're pretty much a stationary target. As long as you know how to shoot a gun, then you should be able to hit that shot just about every time. But the players are joining up in the lobby now. We're almost ready to get this one going, but it's going to be a best-of-7 series, and I actually have the full map list for you guys right here. Let me just hop onto it real quick. So we're going to start things off with Raid Hardpoint. Then it's going to be Standoff Search and Destroy. Then it's going to be Slums Capture the Flag, Yemen Hardpoint, Raid Search and Destroy, Standoff CTF. And then if we get to map number 7, it would be Slums Hardpoint. So I think it's a great map order. Aside from, I don't know, I probably could have taken Yemen out. I know a lot of people don't really like to play that, but I love watching Yemen. But the big map here is Search and Destroy on Raid. That is a map where we can definitely see the riot shield come out.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see it. And did you say standoff search and destroy as well? Because I remember Gucci using that.
Yep. You could use that on
that riot shield on there. I think that could have been at UMG at Atlanta, was it? I believe. Did they attend that event? I can't remember, but I definitely saw one event him going absolutely
with Icons
crazy.
Conquer. Yeah, they were
that
there.
was it. Yeah, and it was he was going absolutely crazy with that thing. I do remember it. It's like a flashing memory in the back of my mind. But here we go. Game is starting. Raid Hardpoint is the map on the game mode. Let's see who we're going to jump on board with off the start, Revan.
Yep, map number 1 about to start, as True was saying, Raid Hardpoint between JusTus and MRKN Gaming. And I think we got started off with Gucci here. We were just hyping him up throughout that whole pregame, so it's only fair that we see what he has in store for us here. And he's going to be one of the roaming submachine guns, and he's going to be working mainly with Tipsy, who's kind of the support slayer, while you have Chino the anchor, and it looks like they actually have Looney as a fill-in for today.
Yep, they do indeed. And Snacks is going to be the coach, but Gucci does pick up one there. He's going to be able to pick up the second. No, he doesn't. But stay on board with him just for a second off that respawn. And look at the amount of perks that he's using off the break there, using lightweight flak jacket for his first.
He's a one-man army.
Yeah, he is indeed. Dexterity and extreme conditioning. What do you think about that class setup? Because they've got to try and break that hill at the start. This is always a hotly contested one. Really, really got to try and get a lot of time on this if you can, and also get that rotation down there to that second hill.
I actually like the whole loadout he was using, and as you saw, since he switched up his class, it was only for a breakout, so you didn't want any tacticals, didn't want any lethals to slow him down as he was making his way to the hard point. And if you notice that his attachments, he also has extended mags on, so he just wants to shoot a lot of people, pick up a lot of kills, as Gucci just trying to make the rotation over to the kitchen. He will lead his team there, and he was able to pick up 1, but off the start, JusTus only have 4 points.
Just having a look at this, the class setups that everybody's using right now, and I'm not sure if there's actually anybody from JusTus at the second who's using an assault rifle. Just flicking through them, it looks like they've all got MSMCs out at the second. But
usually it's Chino as the anchor.
Yeah, I know. Incredibly interesting choice. He's on the hard point though with that MSMC. Does pick up one kill. Oh, gets the turn on Cali. No, he doesn't indeed. Chino manages. No, sorry, that was who was it who took him out? That was Liga, I think, who took him out in the end there and completely knocked him off that hard point hill. That was interesting. I thought he was going to be able to get that kill, but it wasn't indeed. But interesting to see that nobody was using an assault rifle for a while. And I believe Looney's managed to earn himself a streak as Chino just gets huge and gets Chino. Maybe that a 4-piece goes absolutely massive.
Yeah, destroying the trophy system to earn himself the lightning strike. And MRKN, they came out to play in the first minute of the game, but ever since that, now it is JusTus. They got a couple of score streaks to work with, but it's about that time where teams, they should be rotating to the next hardpoint. You see MRKN, they are already there. Let's hop on board with somebody from JusTus. I want to watch Tipsy. Let's see what this guy has for us here. As now he's the first one push up for his team. Just got taken out in the back, and War Machine deployed, so I gotta switch over to Chino.
Let's see what Chino can do with this War Machine. He gets taken out as soon as I jump on board with him. Let's see where he is off that respawn. So he's going to spawn at bottom laundry here, which means that he knows that the team are obviously in control of that hardpoint. As you do see that orange marker there showing that they need to try and capture that hardpoint hill. Chino going to try and push in here right now. See if he's going to be able to get anybody. They've got control of that pull side, but as soon as I say that, they manage to push in their MRKN, get a control of the hardpoint hill now. The score's pretty much even so far, only about 14-second difference between the two teams, Evan.
And that kind of sucks for MRKN, because if you're watching the mini-map there, Gucci pushed all the way through the pool building, got the favorable spawns for his team, but as they pushed in through the side vent window, they just got picked apart. Attach was pretty close to some of his score streaks, but in the end, they didn't earn any of them. As I'm going to switch back over to Tipsy, and look at the scoreboard right now. There are 15 seconds remaining in the current hardpoint, and JusTus have 2 people fighting for this scrappy time. They shouldn't even care about the remaining 15. They should try to fight the 4-on-3 on the other side of the map and try to win position at the next hard point.
Yeah, they should indeed, and they're getting those horrible spawns, and they are definitely paying the price for it. You saw, as you said, 2 people pushing that hard point with not many seconds to go at all. And because they were all over there, and the other team of MRKN had rotated, it means that JusTus, the players who died at the top, got a horrible spawn. And as you do see, we see Aries in control of the hard point. So let's switch on board with MRKN for the first time in the game, see what work they can do. War Machine's going to come in there. He is going to pick up 1 kill, isn't able to pick up the second, and JusTus have managed to break that. As soon as I say that, it is breaking once again. Legal's going to be in a hill, so this is back and forth. 40-second difference between the two teams right now, and they're just trying to get that top control as well, as we do manage to see MRKN just getting broken there and spawning out. So even though JusTus got a horrible spawn originally at the start of that hardpoint hill, they have been able to push through and manage to get those favorable spawns and control of the hardpoint hill.
Chewy, if you look at the scoreboard, Chino, he's going off 17 and 12, but looking at this, you would definitely figure that JusTus would have a commanding lead right now, but that's just not the case, and that just goes to show that it's not all about kills, as MRKN, they're doing the work inside the hardpoint, and now they've secured themselves a 20-point lead and growing. But this is the first time I've seen JusTus rotate to the hardpoint earlier and win the rotation there, ever since the first kitchen hill.
Yeah. Let's see what they can do there. Gino is on your screen once again. It's difficult to stay off this guy when he's playing this well, you have to admit, because he's already earned himself 4 streaks. He does get a nice turn on there. That was Aries who he taken out, and he gets another kill there with his War Machine in the hill, taking out Attach. So they've got control again of the hill, and they're going to try and catch up here on MRKN. They're only about 6 seconds or so now. So they're going to be evening up the score if they can hold this one down. 30 seconds before we do rotate. Now managed to pick up another kill. And look how close he is to that Hellstorm missile. He's going to pick it up. No, he doesn't indeed. He gets taken out. That was such an important kill there to be able to take out that player with streaks, because we all know Raid is a very, very, very important map if you can get streaks on it quickly, because as soon as you call in that lightning strike on rotation, it's going to completely knock them off it and hopefully get your team the better spawns.
Man, the kill feed is just being lit up by the submachine guns from both these teams. I think only Cali is probably the only player in the game right now using an assault rifle, which is kind of weird. I think Aries just picked one up off the ground, but that middle square hardpoint, it's dominated by the assault rifle players. You see teams just kind of have their objective player lay down inside the hardpoint. The assault rifles will take control of pool stairs, take control of kitchen, or whichever side of the map they're spawning on, and just lock down those long range of sights. But both these teams choosing to use a lot of submachine guns. In fact, Gino, he still has this MSMC out, so he's not even anchoring for his team.
No, but he's still doing work, even whilst he's not anchoring. As you said, that is his normal role, but definitely doing some work, and they have managed to take the lead. It's only a 2-second lead, mind, but they have come back into the game. They were about 40 points down or so at one point, and they are coming back into it, and there we go. We have seen them take control of the hardpoint once again. It does get contested, but because there are so many SMGs in the game right now, it's just absolutely back and forth gameplay. So many gunfights within the hill, and it's always getting broken consistently. We do manage to see MRKN with the favourable spawns at the minute, only 10 seconds before we do rotate, so JusTus definitely need to think about that. They're going to pick up the scrap time on here, but they've also got to think about that rotation to the next hill. And I personally find, and I know a lot of players find, this hill here on Kitchen is incredibly difficult to break if we're just going to try and push through the front.
Yeah, without a doubt. And this is another late rotation from the JusTus squad. Now, I'm going to be watching Looney. He has a Hellstorm missile to work with, but this isn't really a hard point where the Hellstorm is all too effective. But it looks like they're going to be able to break it in the end. Tipsy going big, pick up 2 kills there in the kill feed as Looney, he's going to push out front, taking some damage from the Suntex. But JusTus, they've been able to secure themselves a bit of a lead as Looney finds 2 inside the hardpoint, letting him run past, picks up 1, looking for the second. Can't clean up that kill, but it's going to be Tipsy picking up right where he left off.
Yeah, and that's great work there to back his player, back his teammate up there, even though we did see Looney get taken out. Tipsy managed to pick up that final kill. The hardpoint is contested once again. Does get an assist there, Tipsy did, as Looney manages to get a 2-piece. And this is back and forth gameplay, 159 to 127. It looks like JusTus have started to warm up and get their brains working, because they have managed to take the lead. But, as you said, the reason why this game is pretty much so close so far is because they are getting those really late rotations, and they definitely need to work on that. And we see once again, there was only one player from JusTus who was over there. That was Gucci. He has managed to get the favourable spawn, so that's going to help his team out as they do rotate over there, but he does get taken out, unfortunately for him. So, definitely those late rotations are hurting the JusTus squad so far.
And we've been watching a lot of JusTus, so I'm going to watch some of the guys on MRKN here. I'm currently on board with Legal, nevermind, he's dead. Let's see what Attach is doing. Last time I looked at the scoreboard, he was on top for his team, but unfortunately he was in a location with that Hellstorm missile, could do some damage at the garage hardpoint. And slowly but surely, JusTus, they're gaining themselves a lead here. At that end of the kitchen hardpoint, they're up by 20 seconds now. They're up by around 30, and Attach spawning all the way near the basketball courts. He's saying, hey, if I push towards the garage, try to fight for the scriber time, there's only going to be around 17, 18 seconds, which is really not worth it in the end. So I'm going to invest the rest of these 25 seconds. I'm going to gain as much positioning as I can at the next hard point, which is going to be at the basketball courts here. And we'll try to make a stand, but here comes another Hellstorm from Looney.
Yeah, he is going to try and take out that player there towards Kitchen. It wasn't able to take out anybody, so we do see MRKN again with control of it, and they are getting the spawns. We've just seen Aries manage to spawn up there. I'm not sure if that wasn't the hardpoint. That was actually Chino there. He managed to push into the hardpoint hill. Didn't spot, but Aries was right at the back, I believe. Sorry, it was Cali who was right at the back of the hill and completely missed him entirely. So with only 1 minute and 33 seconds left on the clock, it is still all to play for. Only about a 49-second difference between these two teams at the minute. I've switched on board with Cali, though. He's managed to pull out an assault rifle. I haven't seen much assault rifle action so far on this map. But Aries and Attach are in the hardpoint hill. And have a look at those spawns that Cali's just got. We do see JusTus trying to push into this hill now.
And Looney, he's got the War Machine to support his teammates, finding Aries inside the hardpoint, and just like that, it's going to be JusTus taking control. As that time's starting to wind down, they only need around 20 more seconds to close this one out.
Yeah, Looney just picks up an absolutely huge two-piece there, just to completely knock the enemy players from MRKN away. You did see them spawning up towards Laundry. You knew exactly where they were going to spawn, and this is all beyond now for the MRKN squad. They have lost this game. The score of 215 to 166. I think my math is right, and now it is mathematically possible. There we go. It is all good, and JusTus, as we kind of expected, are going to take the first map. It was a bit slow for them. Their rotations aren't on, but when it came down to it, they were able to break the hills easily and gain control of them and keep it down. So just having a very quick look at the scoreboard, and there we go. That is emphasized there with the amount of defense that Chino and Looney's got. 10 and 11 defense between the two of them, and they both dropped 37 kills. That's a lot of kills.
Just from the amount of kills that JusTus have, you would have expected this game to have been over a while ago. I mean, 10 defense, 11 defense. Looney dropping near 40 kills, the same with Chino. I mean, that's just utter dominance in the slang department, but despite all that, it was only around a 30-point victory for the JusTus lineup. And, I mean, maybe they were just having fun because you saw Chino, he wasn't anchoring, he was using a submachine gun, but despite all that, they come away with the win.
Operation complete.
Yeah, wow.
Nice job,
38
squad.
score, I think he got there. 38 kills in the game, and it's not his natural role, you may say. If he doesn't, if he's usually playing that anchor position, and he can still drop 38 kills and about 11 or so defense, whilst playing a submachine gun role, that's definitely promising for him. Obviously leading into Ghost, but we do see Legal and Attach managing to pick up 30 bombs for the MRKN team. So they did some work in there, but it was a very close game. About 217 to 198 was the final score, thereabouts, I think. So definitely a close game to lead off in Raid Hardpoint for the first map. Of course,
And
we'll be
coming up
moving to Search and Destroy on Standoff, I think you said.
Yep, Standoff Search and Destroy will be coming up next. We'll see if JusTus can continue their little streak here as they had a good map 1 win, but we're heading to a commercial break. When we come back, map number 2 in tonight's ProScrim.